Hey everybody, this is Dr. Pete Terzop. Hadn't done a video for a while. I've done so many, kind of piles up on being repetitive. But one thing I wanted to note is there's an ongoing debate about obviously cheating and plagiarism and using tutoring websites, Course Hero, things like that. So there's a difference between courses that help, like they help give like prompts and flashcards and way to do better in a course, and that's one way of studying. There's new techniques, and I like some of that. It's not what I'm used to, but I can see where it could help. Then there's the cheating websites. Now we have the AI websites, chat websites, and all that. So I will say it from this perspective. From a professor's perspective, it is harder to find certain cheating than others. I know that Turnitin now has an artificial intelligence rating, and there's patterns there, and as that develops, it'll be a more and more effective countermeasure, right? But at the end of the day, professors will struggle with that, just like any type of cheating and plagiarism. Like, say, for example, someone's paid to type it and it's original, and they're being paid to type it. I mean, that's very hard to find that. It's very hard to find and root that out. Having said that, there are other ways of doing things. For example, one may not have, one might be doing a certain level of work, and then all of a sudden they just start doing a different level of work, or the work doesn't match from week to week, because when one's cheating, they tend to have to use different sources to cheat, right? Meaning either artificial intelligence, chat, or a real human doing it, right? So there's different techniques, or some people call it spinning. There's different techniques there. So, but having said that, there are ways to find it, check it, and there are some effective ways. It takes a little bit longer, but that is, there are ways to do that. And on top of that, if you can't really find it, I do a lot of things where students have to cite and develop things, and I look at the citations, I look at the information. Again, it takes a little bit more time, but having said that, what's nice about it is computers have a hard time citing things, right? And until that gets overcome, it is an effective stop, or at least check to that. And maybe a student does get some points, but not nearly what they paid for, right? So it's something to think about. Also, too, once the computers start figuring out how to cite that, then it becomes a whole nother challenge to check that as well. But at least that will be different, because the sources they use will be indicative of how they do things as well. So, meaning cheat. So that's another technique, but it does cause a lot more work and hassle and frustration on a professor's part. Having said that, the main point of this is for students is um, cheating is always there. It's always an option, and in any aspect of your life, cheating is possible. You can cheat in relationships. You can cheat the IRS and the government. You can cheat your friends. You can cheat at work. You can steal things. You can always do the wrong thing. A friend of mine, Parvin Gibbs, American Legion, Madisonville, Kentucky, always said and also a friend of mine, Stevie Ray. Parvin would always say, "Good manners never go out of style." And Stevie Ray would always say, and he's a good friend out of Madisonville as well, would say, "There's never a wrong time to do the right thing." And once you get down that rabbit hole of cheating, it's very hard to get out. And at the end of the day, this is your education, and I always say make the most of it, right? But if you're not going to make the most of it, then you're just cheating yourself. Not only are you paying to get a degree in some way, either with money and time, loss of opportunity, meaning family time, friendship time, those type of opportunities, but you're also paying to cheat, and that will carry over into your professional life. One day you'll get a job or try to go for an advancement and realize you're not writing any better. Actually, it probably is worse. You're going to try to find shortcuts at your work, which will be eventually discovered, and you will not get what you really want out of an education. It's not the piece of paper that gets you, that makes you a better person. It's the process behind that piece of paper, and that's where a lot of students are getting kind of confused about that with all these opportunities to cheat. Well, I can cheat and not get caught. It's not about that, right? Plato talks about the invisible, the invisibility, right? And what would you do if you could be invisible? And that tells you about your morals and values. Well, it all catches up. And as I tell my kids all the time, you'll pay the piper now or you'll pay the piper later, but you will pay the piper eventually. And as you go, it becomes more costly. Go look up the Pied Piper story about the kids and the rats and all that. So just as it's not going to change everybody's opinion on how to do things. And I'm not here to save the world, right? But I'm here to at least speak to students who are open to things and understanding the difference between tutoring and study aids and good hard working work, like study and reading and writing, just good work, right? Good old fashioned hard work. And then the ones that just cheat are going to cheat. I mean, that's just what it is, right? So it's very important to understand the consequences and the payments, and eventually you will pay the piper, but it might not be in my class, might not be at your education, but you will at some point. And once you're discovered to be someone who doesn't, you have a degree or technical training or whatever it is, and that you really didn't earn it, or you're like, why can you not do certain things, emails and writing and papers and research? Well, then it comes out, right? Now you have to work extra hard to try to remember what you didn't learn the first time, and then you're doing this all on your own time and losing even more time. And I guess that's what some people want. So I appreciate the challenges in today's world. It's hard, and I get it. But sometimes you gotta slow down a little bit and take the time to do things right. So that's just some advice. I appreciate it, and it was a great topic to discuss. Thank you.